Good afternoon. This is the time for the QA session for the presentation that I had made previously regarding the petroleum refinery relocation project. I received I received a lot of questions, but I have picked up three at this time. And by the way, I am Rafiq Khadimally, and it is my great pleasure to be responding to the questions related to my presentation. This is just a 30 minutes session where we are going to take care of the three questions which I received from on my presentations. There were several other questions as well, when I'm going to be doing those ones with the passage of time. This is 12 o'clock Central Time, Houston time, and I am going because I received the calls from Indonesia and China, and I'm going to have that for the Eastern Hemisphere. That is going to be at 7 p.m. But I am going to put that one, upload the program for the Zoom meeting. Okay. So I'm going to first of all a little brief, and then three questions only. It's a 30 minutes. That is what we are going to be discussing at this time. Refinery relocation is very common because America is the biggest source of surplus refineries, followed by European Union. Okay, and they are very good projects for a developing country. But the main thing is that there is not a lot of care has been taken into these kind of projects, in particular petroleum refinery relocation. Lot many time people have asked me the question because I mentioned about Hazop, which is hazard operability study that must be done. Then I mentioned about the instrumentation and control system. I said, just throw it out of the window. You have a completely renewed instrumentation system. And they said, oh, we relocated a plant where we didn't do it. And I said, that is very good if you were managed to do the job in a nice way where you are completely safe for the personnel, for the environment, and for the equipment. That is our priority. Personal safety is the first thing, environment safety, and the equipment safety. So, and I cannot name a few refinery relocation projects which were done in the past, in the recent past, that they caused some explosion somewhere because the care was not taken. The main, in my presentation, which you have seen, my main emphasis is basically telling you guys that this is just like a new project. You read it is, the equipment is there, it's already operating someplace in the world somewhere. You have to relocate it, but when you install it, you have got to be following all the patterns of almost a new project, which involve HAZOP and all that. The other thing which I mentioned was that the my role basically, I am the project consultant. My role is the engineer, is the owner's engineer, or also called client's engineer. And my job is going to be coupled with the owner or with the client, and I would be navigating the whole project from A to Z. I would be the one hiring the project manager. I would be the one selecting an EPC company to do the job on which we will have the project director selected. In a way, I am the right-hand man of the owner. So that is what we have to do. Let me share the screen with you first. And here we are. Okay. If you look at this one, this is the cover sheet is the same. I added QA session for today. And then I have got, uh, okay, we always start with the safety moment, and be aware at this time we are in COVID-19 coronavirus atmosphere. I have picked up this from the internet, and I have given the courtesy, the link down below from where I have picked up the information. So it is safe or sorrow. The coronavirus, everybody, anyone thinking that it is gone away, it's not gone away, it is around the corner. Unfortunately, people are being, turned positive. They are also, God forbid, some of the people are dying also. So safe or sorrow. So three things, important thing. Wash your hands with the soap solution for 20 seconds and make sure to remove the soap completely from in between the fingers and under the nails, and wear the mask if you are going outside, and maintain the social distancing of 6 feet and minimum 6 feet. At the same time, within your family, if you have got some of the older members of the family, do not let them go and have the shopping. In short, we have to avoid the clustered population. Okay. Then, okay, this is the first question. Why you suggest that Hazop study is extremely important to be performed in a petroleum refinery relocation project. Okay, I'm coming here with you. First of all, Hazop has, the way the word is, it is hazard operability study. Okay, this is actually a very regimented and a structured way to ensure that the design and the operation will work together. And this is, there are a lot of experts, what are called the Hazop team leaders, very experienced people who will conduct. This is normally a 4 to 5 day, 9 to 5 full session. It is a full session where they have reviewed all the possible design scenarios and operation scenarios and how they go inside. The intent is basically that the personnel need to be safe, the environment need to be safe, and the equipment need to be safe. These are the three criteria, starting with the personnel. They are, family members. So if, God forbid, sometime a refinery has been relocated where the care has not been taken, that for this in particular, I'm talking about Hazard. Why it gets necessitated? The reason is that a refinery which is already there, which has to be relocated, there was a previous turnaround there, and they created a list of lot of items to be done. At the same time, it is a very good opportunity to upgrade the refinery. You want to add a unit, let's say it is 30,000 barrel crude units are there, 2, 3, 4. You want to add one more, it has to be bundled up. It has to be buttoned up with the existing refinery. So the scope of work keep on getting larger and larger. That's why I started by saying that whenever you get all the documentation from an old refinery, you get every bit of a piece which you can keep your hand on. In particular, the last turnaround, which is the post turnaround report, which is very, very important. It has got a lot of recommendations. Mostly those are field recommendations, like, you need to change a pipe portion and all that. I'm not talking about those. Okay. I'm talking about the one related with the design and operation. And that then becomes the whole scope of work. So that becomes the scope of work. Once you relocate it, you have it match marked, you dismantle it, you create it, you load it up on, ship it, and bring it to the where it has got to be relocated, and where you are installing. Obviously every equipment will have to be blast clean, and then it has got to be installed. At that time, you are adding whatever the upgrades you have got them. Now the mechanical completion is done, right? At that time, you are going to have a HAZOP at the same time when the testing and inspections are going on, so as to be sure about it. So, okay. So as I mentioned to you that this is extremely important. Do not take shortcuts. There is a lot of contractors, EPC contractor would say that, okay, we are going to be relocating it. Their scope will finish, but whether it has been a safe relocation for operation or not, the main thing is it has to be operated. Yeah, the purpose of relocating from point A to point B is not the issue. The issue is that at point B, it would be able to be operated the way it was being operated at A. That is the most important thing for that. And that's why we have got hazard also. Hazard is the hazard identification on the items. So Hazop and hazard, they go hand in hand. And as I mentioned to you, there are experts, those who are the hazard team leader. I salute to him. I have been in many of the hazard when I was working in the refineries. By the way, my background a little bit, you have known I'm a BS mechanical engineer, PMP, and an MBA. And I previously worked in the refineries, then I switched over to offshore projects. So I wear two hats. Okay. I wear two hats. I'm a refinery as a project engineer. That was my scope. I was in Jeddah Aramco refinery, which was Petromin. Then in Tyler, Texas refinery, that was my last job. Then I switched over to offshore projects and been as a project manager and project interface manager. That is my scope. Okay, now I'll go to the second question. Let me share the screen back again. Okay, here it is. And the the second question is why you recommend a total revamp and a replacement of instrumentation and control system in a petroleum refinery relocation project. Okay, that is the question. Now, imagine, even though a refinery is relatively new, which we say a low vintage, 3 or 4, 5 years old refinery, normally refinery, when it gets a foreclosure, it could be because of any reason. You could review my previous presentations on that, where I mentioned what are the reasons. It could be technological, it could be financial, any reason. In America, everything is in the private industry, and their indices go down. Wonderful brand new plants, they will foreclose. Okay, that happens here. Now, whether some other companies would come and acquire it and run it, yes, that also happens. Sometimes it takes time from the day that it has been operation has stopped. They are running steam continuously, so as to which is a safe operation, until such time that it is ready for a relocation. By that time, the instrumentation and all of those ones, they were already old, 10 years system. So you have the best option at that time if you had that you revamp it with, let's say, Foxborough, with Rosemont, with Emerson, anything, whichever you feel that, based on Honeywell, based on what your other equipment is or other refineries are, other plants are. In that way, you have commonality of spare parts and all that one. So make sure that the instrumentation and the control systems is completely revamped. The screens have come now. A lot of things are digital, and they are the most modern system that will highlight a lot of added features are there. A lot of alarms are there for emissions and other things. Any kind of leakages, those could be detected and all that. So this is extremely important that you maintain that as one of a very, very typical items, that you put it in your scope of work, that you are going to replace the instrument, all the instruments, pressure gauges, temperature gauges, thermowells, all those things have got to go away. You have got to make it new. In a refinery, what a developing country saves is basically the upfront cost of the equipment. Let me be very clear. Not many people say, oh, it is the installation cost also, and has ops, and after the mechanical completion, the systems completion, pre-commissioning, commissioning, we could save some money there. No, sir. That is not the way we are looking forward. You have equipment worth 200 million, and you pick that refinery in 20 million, and then the EPCI portion, the engineering, procurement, construction, installation, and commissioning, that cost will remain more or less the same. In some cases, it could be even higher. So you do have an advantage in having a refinery relocated rather than going to a brand new refinery is going to cost you in billions of dollars. Okay, a relocated refinery. Okay, one more thing which I had my thing. One of the question was also which I have not picked up in these three questions. Somebody asked me, how do you pre-qualify the EPC contractors? And I'm going to add those questions in my next one where I will have the time fixed. By the way, this is all recorded, so you are going to see it on my YouTube channel. You could subscribe it if you like. In that way, because I have to make other presentations also, I'm working on another project, which is ethanol plant relocation to a developing country. And then I was working on thing which is the OFE. Now it is OFE is owner furnished equipment supplied to the major projects and how the interface management controls that one. That is some other thing that I'm working on, and I'm going to make that presentation as well. Okay, so have you got understood that one? And I have got only a very few minutes left, and then I will see if there are any questions. By the way, the best way to raise a question is to do it on the either on my website, on LinkedIn, or you do that on Facebook. That is probably the best way. In that way, there is the others could also see what is your question, and they could contribute right there. There will be comments after comments and counter comments on that one. So that is a better way. Although my email is available, you could directly send the question to me. But I prefer that the questions are raised on my presentation, which I have made it on LinkedIn, which is saved on my YouTube channel. I have the video presentation, and I have also made it public with my Facebook page. Okay, so that's what I'm looking. Now I will go over to the third question, and here I'm sharing it. Okay, question number 3 is elaborate your role as owner's engineer in a petroleum refinery relocation project. Okay, and I have attached right here the organization chart is there where which was part of my presentation. Okay, now look, it is a typical organization chart or chart. The client is basically an owner, a conglomerate, a rich family or whichever, or a government in a developing country. I normally try not to be dealing with the government, with the individual owners, and I don't deal with the middleman. So the clients are encouraged, the clients are preferred to talk to me. Okay, I am. You look at it. I'm right here. That is my role as. Am I the project? Am I the EPC project manager? No. That is very important thing for anybody to understand. Okay. So here is the one me and the client, we are going to be selecting the EPCM, and I'll do it as I mentioned to you, the pre-qualification of the EPCM contractors, and then the bid selection and all that. And in particular, the project manager who has done previous jobs, who is going to be the boss of this project. Okay, my role starts with the client from day one, and it even continues after the project has been installed and it has under operation also, the spare parts or until the expiry of the warranty period. That is my role with the client. I am the right hand man of client. I suggest to him which refinery needs to be bought. Like, look, here is the surplus refinery, and here we have got the 3D scan, the dismantling people. And here we have got the shipping, okay? And the EPCM manager does not report to me, I coordinate with him. He reports to the client. And he has got under him directly the First line managers, the ops manager, the completions lead, construction manager, engineering manager, QA/QC lead, HES is the health, environment, and safety lead, controls and procurement lead. These are all the ones down below. Okay. From, let's say in my example, I gave a US refinery is being relocated from USA to any other country. Okay. And okay, let me come up. I'm going to stop sharing so I can. Okay, so my model was a refinery is in USA, a surplus refinery that gets dismantled and all that, and it is being relocated to a developing country. Okay, the developing country we have got the is a welder or a pipe fitter going to go from USA to do the job there? No, it's only the first line of managers under the EPCM project manager. EPCM is engineering, procurement, construction, management. Okay, there are some key personnel who are going to be doing the project with the help of the local contractors. And all these developing countries, by the way, remember their government has settled any project gets installed, they have what is called a local content. Sometimes they say it is 30% of the whole price. If it is total is $1 billion, then 300 million amount of work has got to be by the local contractors. So that gives the employment to their people and all those kind of things. In our case, it will be my job along with the client to select a local contractor or many local contractors, consortium of those who will assist the construction manager here to have it will be civil contractor for foundation, cranes and mechanical piping, welding, all those kind of things. There will be an entire thing. And these people who are around 10 or 12, and then some of the leads, process lead will be coming from, is a key position. A structural engineer is a key position. Okay, all the control systems, E&I is a key position. HES and QA, QC, inspection manager, these are all key positions. Okay, and also the commissioning manager, okay, on their side we are talking about, and also the operations manager. I suggest highly that the client should pick up and let me select, because I'm going to pick up the same operations manager of that refinery who, poor guy, got his job lost as a result of the refinery got foreclosed. I would also locate the maintenance manager because he was there for 2 decades or 3 decades to be taking care of that refinery. He knows all the ins and out of those. So it is my job as client's engineer to convince client that the operations manager at the point B where it has to be relocated will have to be the same operations manager or operations superintendent, whosoever is available in the line of hierarchy, that they will be relocated there to do the job. And those are some key positions. I call them, let's say, expatriate positions in the developing country. They are normally on a per diem basis from airport to airport. That's what they say. That country has got to provide the client office, the client outfit there provides entire thing, housing, boarding, lodging, and on top of that, a per diem. Normally, it is around $1,500 per day, $1,200 per diem, depending upon the qualifications and all that. Yeah, sometimes it is even higher. It is around $1,800 a day for a operations manager. Now, the main thing is that the refinery clients have got to understand the refinery, if it is, even if it is relocated, the mechanical completion has been done. I'm watching the time. We have 7 more minutes to go. We'll terminate at 30 minutes exactly so that we can take care of that one. Let me discuss what I was saying. The refinery once it gets relocated, if it is not operating, whatever the money the client has spent, it is of no use. He will only be able to make money, or what is called the return on his ROI, the return on his investments, once the refinery starts to produce something. Then you are talking about gasoline and kerosene and diesel and JP1 and JP4 and asphalt and coker and whichever, all the product line. That is important to say. So maintain that thing. Two things I would like to mention. I have a few more minutes to. The other question, which one of the guy, I don't remember, probably from Indonesia, they asked me, what is the procedure that you follow to pre-qualify? I said, well, main thing is I have always done multi-bidding. Okay, there might be a preference from the client side. Client could tell me, let's pick up contractor ABC, from USA, and we have had relation with them. It's very good, but I am going to be convincing to him that let me prepare the bid document, but prior to that, I will have the pre-qualification documents prepared, 5 or 6, 7 parameters, how many projects have been done, what's the financial situation, and all those kind of things. Those are very important to ensure that you are awarding the job to the right contractor. Yeah, my success in refinery projects was that I always recommended the very qualified contractors. Yeah, there is no fun, I tell you. Always treat your contractors as your hands. Yes, because they do the job. You pay them, but they are the one who will do the job for you. You have to respect them. If you go too much down low, oh, I negotiated the price, that percentage down, don't squeeze. Do not ever twist their arms. They might, for the sake of the job, they might accept it. They sign on the dotted line, but what is the fun after 6, 8, 9 months, their indices are going down? And you are now in a situation of litigation and all that BS. Don't try to do that. The main thing is that you should have, so that is why very important, and this is recorded, so probably my friend in Indonesia will listen to my chat about the pre-qualification of how, so pre-qualification is very important because you see the list of the projects and all that. Now you have generated the bid documents. At this time, there is no EPC contractor yet decided. It is me and the client only. Yeah, client's office and me as his client's engineer or owner's engineer. So now we are in the process of selecting an EPC company who are going to be doing the job. And the major thing, as I told you, that I will be selecting, I will be interviewing the project director or the project manager who is going to be doing the whole project. I will be with him, review the reports monthly, weekly, along with the client. I am tied to the client at hip level. Let's put it this way. Yeah. I'm advising him which refinery to be bought. I'm advising him looking into the vintage documentation, which is there, which is not there, the technology and all that kind of a thing. I'm guiding him what kind of upgrades are needed because it is being relocated. It's the best time that you add, if you want to add some units to it. But we will go back to the same technology. If it is a UOP refinery, we are going to be discussing with the UOP refinery so that we get the units which are compatible to each other. And so I have, today I have answered 3 questions and the time is over. It is 30 minutes. That's all what we will do. Okay. I would be wishing you all the best. Thank you very much and bye for now.